What's happening, people? Welcome back to the podcast. Very, very quick intro because I can't be bothered saying any, and we've just done the podcast. There's Dale, say something so you
Hello.
come on the screen.
Hi.
And James, we have done a recap, not a recap, sorry, our goals for next year and a wee bit of a recap of last year and 40 minutes of random talk about dating. I think we just do that with you anyway because you're in the game.
You're in the hot seat.
I'm in the hot seat.
James is in the game and we just like hearing about it.
If MD's dating me, don't listen.
This is your time to switch off right now.
Also, if anyone wants to date James,
Just
application in the bio.
just send me a wee DM.
he said he's off the dating apps because now his only applications come through this podcast.
Aye.
But anyway,
Seen you on TikTok.
enjoy the podcast. If you can give me a rating before you start listening, because I'm trying to hit 500 this year. And I enjoy.
Oh.
See before can I ask one of the soccer ball questions to you?
A soccer ball?
You know how the flats out there, also Rangers Celtic games later on today. You seen the?
Fuck aye.
Is that Hitler on the flag?
Mate, I have no idea what that flag is. I've seen it as well myself. We should take a picture of it and put it up.
What is that?
I thought it
sent
was
to
like a
Gavin.
European Union flag, but there was too many stars.
Aye, so there's a lot. It's blue. Did you see it?
No.
Is it blue? Yeah.
It's blue with stars and there's somebody on it and
It
he
looks
looks like
like
a
Hitler.
dictator of some sort.
It looks like Hitler.
Next to the Celtic flags.
But if there's a fan base to support Hitler, I would say it's more Rangers people than Celtic.
Oh.
Tell me why that is, Dale. I don't know if I would agree as a
I
Celtic
don't know.
fan.
I know nothing about football. I know nothing.
But why would you think Rangers fans are more
Celtic
Nazi-like?
is more.
That's exactly what you just said, mate. That's exactly what you just said.
I would say
Right, so
Celtic
how
are
much
more
do you know about
faith.
football?
Everything he knows everything about
Oh,
football.
aye, so if you went to a Catholic school, Celtic. If you went to Proddy school, Rangers. That's as much. That's where I draw the line. That's it.
There isn't a Proddy school though.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
Every school is not a Catholic school.
Did you go to a Catholic school?
But I'm
Did
not
you?
Catholic.
What was high school like for you? Like, did you have RE?
I got bummed every day.
No, the priests in there.
Aye.
Fiddled with
Registration.
Aye, that's the usual for them.
every day. RE was just an hour of fiddling.
Did you have RE though?
Yeah, but it was just like, so I went to Straven Academy for a year and that's obviously not
It's
religious.
own fucking.
And they're just as fried. They're all freaks.
Oliver.
All absolute freaks. And then REO there you were learning about like Islam and like
Oh, it's like
it was like
diverse,
you were RE was learning about other religions, whereas an RE in one it was a piss take in the Catholic school, but it was all just about Catholic shit. So pedos.
Do you remember
that sort of
RE?
thing.
I don't.
I just.
Did you go to Catholic school?
No.
Where'd you go?
Belfast Academy. I'm not going to Cardinal Human.
Fuckies. Remember young teams and all that shit. Who would be the school that you get a rival with?
Hamilton Grammar. They used to come down and fight us all the time. Then we used to.
What, Straven?
No.
What school did you go to again?
Holy Cross in Hamilton.
I don't even know what that is.
Hamilton, bottom of Hamilton. Where the pits is.
Where the pits was the pits.
The five-a-side.
Oh,
Racecourse.
Racecourse as well.
right. I know where Hamilton Grammar is. I don't know where Holy Cross is.
It's just like down
Is it
that
down the
way
road?
anyway.
Is it?
I'm trying to think what the weird. There was some really weird thing because I'd had a year at another school. There was some strange things like just saying Hail Mary, full of grace, bollocks every morning, mate. I didn't even know the words. I
Every
remember.
morning. Was that? Was that? Like,
I think we did.
Is that
did it
Reggie?
after-
Mine used
I
to.
think we done
You
it.
used to get Reggie. You're here.
I think we did do it at Reggie. I might be lying. I can't, but I could.
Jill will remember.
I could be fabricating stuff, but I feel like they said it all the time because I used to get stared down because I never said any of it. I wasn't Catholic, and I would get.
That's how I get
And
kicked out of PBs.
We had this deputy head teacher called Mrs. Douglas, and she fucking despised me like my whole time there because the first time she met me, my mum came up to the school with me to talk about going there, and she was like, "Is he Catholic?" And she was like, "No." And then she was like, "Why is he not Catholic?" And she was like, "But he doesn't need to be to go here. Like we already know like the rules. He doesn't actually have to be." And she was like, "He should be Catholic." And she's like, "No, he isn't." And then she instantly hated me for the rest of my life. And
So outdated, man.
So see, my wee niece, she goes to a school, but it's not a Catholic school or anything. And like she's obviously she was in primary, and her teacher was like, "So put your hands up if you believe in God." And she didn't put her hand up, and the teacher was pure questioning the way, and so didn't he? And my dad was fucking raging, and I was like, "Well,
when we were at school.
I'd be the same. I'd be like, the fuck you asking my way in that for?"
It's more. I would say there's less of that now, but mate, it was well bad when we went to school.
I think you would. That's why I'm asking, because I think
even my primary school, and it wasn't Catholic. It was God, all it like.
He's got the whole world in his hands.
Aye, dressing up as Jesus and all that at Christmas.
Aye, the wise men and all that.
Aye, and that.
Fuck, so that's just man. I've suppressed
Mate,
a
it
lot
was
of that.
Well. I was one of the wise men.
My primary school was not.
Whoa, no way.
I was one of the wise men.
Thought you'd be the tree or something.
No, I was the one. Mate, I was because you have to go in like that. You know what I'm talking about? That's you today. That's you today. That's how they worked.
Do you remember any of the words?
I can't remember. No, but you had to.
The wise men, one of the people that brought the shit.
Aye.
Gold and all. That.
Aye.
What did you bring?
Whatever the middle thing is. I was the middle man. I was the top man.
See, you're a born performer, mate.
No, I've always been.
Bad. So, mate, as you can imagine,
you were not the wise man.
No, but I'm the cynical man. I've been cynical since I came out the womb. I think I was
just pish. 5-year-old. Everyone's clapping.
Honestly, like 7, I decided God wasn't real, and I was the cunt that told everyone Santa wasn't real, because I was just like, show me this Santa, man. I can't, right?
Oh, fuck being at school, man.
Right.
Like, Gavin, fuck off.
Now, at 10, me and this other girl, there was a really holy, so there was me, a girl called Rachel, and then in between us was a girl called Rebecca. We're at like 10 or 11, and she was like holy, but so annoying, mate. Like, as in, I don't think she ever listens to this. She wasn't an annoying person, but about the God stuff, infuriating. And we're getting to like, maybe like P6. So your brain's developed a wee bit. It's not like I was a child, but we spent a full week showing her how God wasn't real, like, and just telling her all week.
This is the Big Bang. Here's the dinosaur.
How do you teach a 10, 11-year-old?
Like more debating her and like questioning her, and she would say something. I'd be like, prove to me that God, and like, you're 11, so whatever. You're hardly
you're immature as fuck.
You're hardly coming at it from a really balanced point of view. And I was like, where is this God? And she was like, he's up there. And I was like, shh. Where is up there?
Don't see him.
Exactly. And I got detention for a full week, and so did Rachel, because she went straight to the head teacher about it. But they were quite. But surely they should have sat down, and if it was normal, they go, right, some people believe in God and some people don't. But it was like I was the worst person ever because I didn't.
Aye.
Which, so mate, it was, and like I get grilled for not believing in God. It wasn't even about me having that conversation. It was like a whole thing about me not believing in God.
Here's a genuine problem. The problem on her side, believing in it so much, and the problem on your side as well, believing in it so little, to the point where you are sitting someone down and going, God isn't real, you fucking dick. And she's like, God is real, you fucking dick.
But that's where teachers need to come into.
But my hatred for it, but my hatred for it came from all the singing, all the being made to pray, and all the bollocks.
I take back what I said. Celtic fans are definitely the ones that support Nazis. I hate religion.
No, but actually, like, real Celtic fans love Jesus and that.
Aye.
No, real proper Celtic fans love getting bummed.
Why? Why does religion come into it?
What?
For football?
History, mate. History. Like history.
Say it
Why?
What?
Why?
Because like religion was that, like, back in the day, like, you got to look now.
See when Gillian says to us, don't talk about anything other than fitness.
This is
the
why.
last 10 minutes is exactly what she's talking about, and what we're about to do is exactly she's right now going, don't speak about
Don't cross
that.
the line.
We're here now. But you got to look back in the day, like, religion was a bigger thing because there was less things in life to focus on. Do you get me?
Also keep people in check.
Exactly, it kept people in check. Well, you can't, it's harder to keep people in check now. So back then, there was a massive divide, and then the massive divide.
What do you call it, the 10 Commandments? That's like...
That's in an anime I watch. It's called The 7 Deadly Sins.
You're such a gimp.
That's what it says. What has he just said? What has he just said?
The 7 Deadly Sins are the good guys, and the 10 Commandments are bad people. They're each of their own character in the game. Anyway, moving on.
I don't think you've ever really discussed your anime obsession on my podcast.
Hey,
and
I wouldn't
think
say- I wouldn't
think
say-
I've just
No, it's an
lost half
obsession.
my-
It's an
half my
obsession.
listeners.
I wouldn't say it's obsession.
It's obsession.
Yeah, you need to be.
No, here,
confident
see, the thing is, see, you watch anime, you either need to be obsessed or you don't like it at all. It's what
You don't need to be obsessed.
no, there's
mate.
no in the middle. There's
I'm
no in the middle. You need to watch it and go, that's weird as fuck. Oh, this is amazing.
I don't sit and go, this is class.
Are you
No, I don't.
Are you do?
So with some things, maybe.
See,
Aye.
no, but the thing you have to understand about this room is that locks, and whenever it locks, I just don't think you're working. I think you're watching anime.
Nah, I can't watching.
No, because it's too good. You can't.
I get too gross.
good.
Drooling.
Stop coughing. Anyway, one thing I want to ask you, James.
I don't want to get actual cancelled here.
James texted me.
Nah, that value, true. What?
James texted me last night. Where did you go on dates? I need ideas. Did you ever do the standard bowling?
You gave him a multiple choice.
Oh no, I was asking him. He never replied. That's cool.
So
I was,
where
was
are you thinking on going on dates? I'll clip all this up. Don't worry.
no, I actually wasn't sure.
Ladies of TikTok.
I wasn't.
Ladies of TikTok. The
I
man.
hope none of them watch
James
this. By the way.
McKinney.
I hope none of them watch this.
Why?
They probably will.
I probably will. But no, because I'm no getting out my Instagram until I meet people. No, I'm doing a Gavin.
Would you? Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
I don't want them to like look into me too much before I meet them.
But in fairness,
What?
You meet somebody, you don't really know much about them. You're probably going to search their Instagram, you know.
No.
So like,
Would you not?
The odd person might find your Instagram, but some people might not.
I think if somebody's
I told you, Aoife nearly never met me.
Because of your Instagram.
Yeah, because she was like, she didn't know.
He's a celebrity.
Not influent. Like she thought maybe.
yeah,
She
that's
wouldn't
exactly what it is.
Genuinely, this is what she'll be like. She wouldn't even watch one of them because she couldn't. She cringes so much at anything. We didn't follow each other for 4 months, and she was like, "Should I follow you?" And I was like, "Nah, don't."
No.
What's the point?
So I done what you done. I muted most of my Instagram last night, but I ran out, so I need to do more again. So in the new year, I won't be watching any stuff or anything.
Good. I don't think there's any point.
Because when I was off social media there, I was like, I don't need to. I only want to watch a specific some people's. That's it.
I just watch YouTube videos, and it means I can click
Love
on the
you.
one I want to watch.
Love YouTube videos, man. That I've been bashing them.
I can actually like look at a full screen. I'm not forced to watch it, and I can click on it. Obviously, they're still controlling what comes on that screen, but at least I have the choice of what to click on.
Aye.
Whereas short form, it's
Aye,
just,
it's
it's just mind numbing.
That is mind numbing. So back to the dates. Anyway, if you're watching, you didn't see this. Turn that off. Turn that off.
Or comment below. Is he right?
Aye. Was it a good date?
Are you going to talk about a date?
I've not been on one. I will. Well, I say you will in a couple of weeks. But there is a story, but I'll tell it in a couple of months because I can't tell it now. So no, I actually.
Too raw.
You know what story?
Yeah.
With the card.
Oh, mate, no, you can't tell that now.
I can't tell that now.
I'll tell you what, after this, for you guys listening, apologies, but it's no podcast ready.
That isn't it.
It needs to cook.
It needs to cook.
It's
Go in the background for a while.
It's outrageous. It's outrageous.
Let the herbs settle in.
Aye,
It's
aye.
fucking daft as
Right,
fuck.
But why did you ask me about date ideas? Like, what have you been doing?
No, because I was just thinking. I was like, I don't want to just like go a walk.
I think I've got some good chat on this. I think the first date, honestly, it doesn't matter what you do. And it should be as low key as possible so that you can get out. Because if you go on
I'm not planning to go on dates with fucking psychopaths.
No, but you don't know what they're
Yeah,
like
mate.
until you meet them.
I don't know about that.
Aye.
I don't know about that.
Talk utter shite, James. You go for the most mental ones.
Well,
I'm not planning on dates for psychopaths by the judge. They want you.
don't call it a date, mate.
Oh, mate.
There's
But anyway, so
there's
why-
dates in meeting up.
But
I definitely think you're overthinking.
Oh, I was just asking my question.
All right.
But see, with the thing not going for a walk, I think doing things during the day is so platonic. See, if you go anything like below 5 p.m, I do think
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
even if you're doing stuff that, because I'm talking about what I was doing is going on dates that were very low key, but I'd still do them in the evening because
Right.
it feels too friendly if you do it during the day.
Fair.
But mate, still going for like ice cream and stuff because you go on so many dates with people. How likely is it?
Ice cream.
How likely is it, but that you're gonna get on with really get on with someone like having loads in common with them? Like you go on so many dates that are just shite. And you
See, my problem is like, and I do actually think it's a trait of ADHD. I can go on with everybody I meet quite well, but it's not the fact
you're
that
not gonna be compatible with them.
no, it's not the fact they're compatible. We just get on really, really well, and it's like I'm good at it. Like it's like I don't know. I can just like match whatever they're, however they're, where they're at, and we can get on. There obviously has been a few piss dates in my life, but I can go on with them quite well.
I still think going on.
But then I need to go home and go, did we actually get on, or did I just try and get on with them well?
Bring out the checklist. That's a 3. That was a 5. She was good at that. That was a 2.
Aye. And what did she write here in the goals?
Overall compatibility, 70%. What are you thinking for dates then?
I just like bowling in that.
I can't give advice here because for me it was like,
No, you need to show them who's the boss as well.
Aoife bet me at bowling.
That's why you don't take birds bowling, mate. That's why you don't take birds bowling.
She's 5 foot.
I took Jillian to the cinema. That's no.
Nah, that's not a good idea. I took one of my exes to bowling for the first date, and I've never performed better. And I actually had to tell her, I'm
Were
not.
you just bowling at the bowling?
But I genuinely I got 208.
Oh, did you?
208, and I was like, here, by the way, I don't usually do this, and she like didn't believe me because
It's like
it's too good.
Too good. It's like says it a bit of an ick.
I got 8. I got 8 or 9 strikes.
What were you doing?
What? I was just going like that. But I got 8 or 9 strikes.
My form's good.
my finger game's amazing.
Oh, fuck me. But
I think
honestly,
bowling's not a bad first date.
That's what I think it's because it says bowling's no long. You've got a wee bit of competitiveness. You can have a laugh, and then you can go right. Go and get some food.
what I found is just as long as it's, I don't like sitting in front of someone. Like as in, if it's sit down, it's too like formal. It feels like an interview.
Sit there.
Anything where you can sit
beside
next to them, or it's like, even if when you're talking, you're going from one place to another. I think genuinely think all this is important for someone that you don't know that well, like so that it's not weird. And then if you have like 2 or 3 different places, so that loads of the chats when you're walking it side by side, because see if it's constant like eye contact right in front of them,
too much.
You end up really trying to find conversation. Whereas if you're walking, you can talk about stuff that's around you and like.
Look at that bird.
No, but do you know what I mean? It's not.
That's a lovely bird.
It's not as intense.
No, I did get you.
Also, I think first dates, like, people feel the need for them to be this fucking like 4-hour like thing where you're like head over heels in love with someone.
No, I don't agree with that anymore.
It's so dumb. Where they're like, oh, I never clicked with them. How are you gonna click with someone that you've never met in an hour?
That's what I think.
If it's a dating app thing, like that's bizarre.
You're
behaviour,
genuinely
like
just meeting them for the first time.
So
Like you're actually just getting comfortable.
you just need to meet them, see if you semi get on, and then the next time maybe think about doing something. Because most of the time you're not. Like I found most of the time I'm like, this person is a freak, or their chat is shite.
Aye, that's the problem.
The biggest thing I learned from going on quite a lot of dates, because that's what I was doing with Paul. Is I was at, like actually, and he was telling me to go on second dates, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. And then I go on the second date, and I was like, their chat's still shite. And then, but it taught me so much. That's why I went and read I journaled quite a lot at the start of this year or the end of last year. And like the place I was in mentally with like even just like women and like my confidence myself was really low. And then I went on loads of dates, and that helped me, mate. See, just putting yourself out there loads, and like it just
actually,
mean that it's not like you're dating and shagging around. I was going on loads of 1-hour dates and never speaking to them again because we didn't go on at all.
That's what my mate says. He said, are you just meeting people and then never speaking to them again? I said, no, on purpose, mate.
It's not like I'm trying.
It's not like I'm just going to go to this person once and that's it. It's like you're going to actually meet them and going, we actually only for each other.
Aye, that's exactly what I was doing. So I wasn't like fucking shag. I wasn't being a shagger. I was more like actually dating for. I was treating
a genuine purpose.
Aye, I was treating it as like try to actually
see
like change how I think about dating.
Aye.
And change how I think about like how to find her like it being the one and all of that bollocks, because that's all.
That's what I've changed as well. I'm not looking for like the one and getting this mad spark and you're like so in love with each other and you can't stop talking to each other. You want to meet somebody and you go, I actually quite like this person on a deeper level. I'd like to get to know them.
Because I've maybe done loads of dates from like January to April, and I had journals from April and May. Obviously I met Aoife in like the end of June, but I read my journal in April and compared to like the start, and it was like, I just don't give a fuck about, I'm going to continue to date, but I'm now in a place where I don't care whatever happens every single date, and that's where I wanted to get to, and that's how I done it, by just constantly I'd go on like 1 or 2 a week every week. Sometimes one time I went on 4 in a week, and it was one of the worst experiences of my life. The Saturday and the Sunday, I was just looking at the person like, this person needs to stop talking.
My social battery is done.
I can't even like, I can't consider what is going on.
See, the thing is, I said to my mate, I says, look, mate, I've been rejected way more times than you. That's why I get replies, and that's why I'm getting people who want to go on dates, because I've been rejected off loads of other people to get it wrong. Do you know what I mean?
This is a good chat, right? So I got used to getting rejected.
I'm no, it doesn't even faze me anymore.
I think people have this. I think guys that have more confidence with girls are actually just better at getting rejected, because guys get rejected more than women.
Oh fuck aye.
Like way more.
Fuck aye. The guys who don't think they get, like guys who are entitled to think they don't get rejected.
Aye, Andrew Tate lovers.
Aye, they're like, I'm not got rejected that far.
Nah, I'm the fucking man.
But I was actually, the biggest thing that I got better at was dealing with like not being fussed if they like, if you asked them to go out again, they ignored you or said nah or whatever. My confidence came from that not affecting me. It didn't happen less. It probably happened more, but I exposed myself.
Another great thing is, let's see if they're like, I like guys who are 6 foot, cool. You like guys this, you like guys that, right, cool, I'm not that person. Yeah. Whereas before you'd be like, why the fuck's that fucking...
Why the fuck's that? It as a thing against you, but it's not. Like you're not their type.
And then when I say something like, I like this, they're like, oh, how can you like that? Well, that's just what I like, and that's what you like.
What did you say? You like big bums?
I like big bums, aye. Who cares? Who doesn't he? So I go bowling.
Sitting down at dinner shite.
Every first date he goes on now, he goes bowling, just goes like that.
We're not going for dinner.
I need to go, man.
I'm actually not even hungry, man.
First bowl, actually I didn't fancy bowl. I don't know why we came here.
I shouldn't be here. That's a good one. Bowling's maybe the right one. There you go. Bowling. Aye. It'd be weird if you're walking and you're like, why are you walking 5 steps behind me? just cause.
Aye. I'm just looking at the back of your shoes.
Bends right over, gets a strike. Now for the form.
What are your goals? We spoke about this last time, like rejection and that. I've never went through that at all. And I wonder, like, I don't think that's the only way to get confidence, though.
I think it's the easiest way, though.
Aye.
Like, as in the one that makes...
Because it's the fact you genuinely... It's not the fact that it's not, I don't care. It's like, I'm not...
Being able to sit... It's not like, it doesn't hurt at all. It's like being able to feel it and just be like, that's cool.
Aye, that's a natural feeling to have.
Like, never... It's not meant... Because I think I wanted to get to the point where that just doesn't faze me at all. It fazed me every time, but I was fine with it.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? So you still go... and then you're just like, but it's alright.
Aye. It hangs you less and less and less. And then that means you can actually speak to people you want to speak to.
And it means you don't get scared to, like, you actually be yourself. Cause
aye. That's it.
Not try to put on. I do get it.
But it also doesn't, if you can be like that, like in a romantic setting, then you can be like that in every setting, which is the main thing.
Well, it's the same when you think about speaking to clients and stuff like that, and somebody's like, nah, I don't want.
It's the exact same.
It's exactly the same. I guess you build up your resilience that way.
And being able to like have hard conversations and stuff and actually just say what you want to say.
Aye. And no hide behind the barrier.
It's really helped me with clients a lot, because sometimes I'll say stuff to clients now and I'm like, I just say what I want to say. Aye, but I also I think I've got more of an understanding of like the client and who I can just say it to, and they'll just say how they feel, and who I'll maybe need to like say different things to, and then they eventually tell me how they actually feel. It definitely helps. But I think the dating things helped me massively. That's why I wanted to. I've not told. I should tell you for this, because I said it to Katie when she was on a podcast. So when Katie came on, I think I just started going out with Aoife. And she hadn't followed me and anything yet. But I'd done all of that dating stuff. And I'd dated for ages and I wanted to talk about it. So then as soon as I was about to go out with her, I think, and I was just like, I just started saying all of it all the time. I was like, get out. I'm like just started
that was
talking
before
about
we met.
So
no, actually, no, I've told her that I was dating loads of I was like...
No, he's open about it. He was talking about his dates and that when I met her for the first time.
Aye, we've because she's going on dates as well. We're 28 and single, so we're both like actually dating.
Duh.
Aye, so...
I think people who go, like, see when you go, are you talking to anybody else? And you go, well, aye. But I'm no like speaking to them as in like we're no like properly seeing each other. Like you're usually talking to 1 or 2 or 3 people.
I told her about because I went on a date the day after I went out with her, and she went back to Ireland and then came back, and she asked me the other night, did you go out on any other dates in between, like when you first met me? And like I'm on a thing where I'll be honest about everything, because I actually don't do anything that's like bad. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I went on one the day after, and she was like, so I went back to Ireland for the week, and in between you were going on dates. I was like, aye. But I only went on one
more.
Did
you know she was the one?
I did really, but I'd also met quite a lot of people that I got on with on the first one.
Right.
So I did really want to see her again.
Right.
But I've also really wanted to like go on another date, and then it's been shit.
Aye, and then you're like, right, cool.
So I actually remember, like, you can look back on rose tinted glasses. I had a great first date with Aoife, but
where did you go?
Ice cream.
I wonder why you said that.
No, I did.
So we're doing like Glasgow or something.
I went. So I went.
It's been that many, can't I remember.
No, we went to Genty McKinney's.
Right.
Your dad's
And
place.
Ashton Lane.
Aye, your dad's place.
Aye, that's my dad's. Did he give you a fucking discount?
No, cash only. Isn't it?
Is it?
Aye. Tax
What?
avoiding, like fuck.
And Ashton Lane?
Aye.
I don't know.
Places are it's like a burger.
I know. No, they're back to the card now.
Oh, are they?
I went in another day, didn't bring cash. I was like, oh.
And then we went on, it was pissing down, so we got the subway to, there was like this Asian ice cream place next to Kelvin Grove.
Asian ice cream, I like that, mate. Nice.
And then,
Labelling it like that, I like it.
Kebab ice cream.
just a wee bit of doner on it. Just a bit of mint and doner. This is class.
Oh, is he speaking
You
about
should try the pad thai vanilla.
Did you see the guy? He was on like one of the Scott Banter pages on Instagram, pouring iron brew over his Christmas dinner.
No.
As his gravy. Disgusting.
I seen Michael putting Coca-Cola in his.
I know, no, that's meant to make the ham taste better, aye.
Right, okay.
It's weird, but it does actually taste pretty good.
Aye, it makes it taste
One
quite
more thing
sweet.
on dating then. What's your opinion on dating apps?
Well, I mean, so...
Because he's fucking using it as a game now.
To be honest, I did as well.
It is a game. It is, because
You need
you need to play the game.
What I found is like, you need to make your profile. Everyone's profile's horrendous, by the way, especially in Glasgow. I'm sorry, but some of the profiles I've seen was like, see, because I come from social media as well. I'm like,
Cringe. Aye.
I'm like,
Stop
what?
trying too much.
Aye, I'm like, what on earth is that? And the professional pictures cunts have, like proper like professional pictures.
I know,
are,
with
like,
the dogs and that. Fucking weird, those.
It's so weird, but like,
He's using Cooper.
aye, that's fine. I think I did.
Aye, but mine's is a professional
This
shot.
is what I was saying to you. You were all slagging him for Hinge, and I was like, I was looking at Aoife, I was like, does I have a picture with a dog? Because I was like, if I didn't, I was about to.
Aye, it was coming.
Aye.
Gets pimped out.
But I think you need to take the profile bit seriously.
No, you do. Yeah, I've took it semi-serious last time, and it's like, so you need to be
I
funny.
don't mean seriously as in like,
No,
the
you need
pictures
to
being
put effort
professional,
in
but
it.
I mean, you need to like
You need to make-
seem interested.
You need to make it look good. You need to seem interesting. You need to seem funny, but you need to seem serious. You need to do it all. Do you know what I mean? See, if you don't, people are like, so my mate sent me his, because I was like, I've got this, and I'm like speaking to these people, and he's like, what am I doing wrong? I was like, well, let's see your profile.
You're no lifting.
Aye, that day, you're no me, but let's see your profile. So it was like, he was listing it as like figuring out my dating goals and that. I was like, lassie's only going to like that. I says, nothing, you get nothing funny in your prompts, and your first picture's a mirror picture, mate. You've took it in a mirror. I'm like, you need to change that right now.
Or made mirror pictures, absolutely.
But like that.
He's in the picture going like that.
Why are you friends with him?
What?
Why are you friends with him?
He's been at the game, mate. Do you know what I mean? I was like, so I helped him.
He's never been in the game.
So, so he matched with somebody.
I've never in my life, unless I've like
I have, and they're still in my Facebook picture, and I'm like, oh, why? But I done the one that was like this.
Oh my god!
We've all done it. We've all done it.
Took it as a piss take. I don't think I've ever seriously took him. No, I've definitely not.
I've obviously took a mirror picture in the past. I
You're
have.
top off.
Aye.
Has that been on dating profiles at any point?
Probably, but no, recently, no. I'm a changed man. So that's the one thing you don't put topless pictures of that either.
No,
right? I put a wee picture of me lifting, obviously, because that's what I fucking love. And I also think you need to be serious about one. You need to actually write what you like, and then you need to put something funny. That's what I think. And then he said he was sending the same message to everybody. I was like,
I'll copy and paste.
I was like, you're embarrassing me.
What is the message?
It was fucking horrendous.
No, just give me like a wee tiny run.
If you were on a desert island, what's 3 things you would take?
Oh my god!
So
are we applying for our first job or something like that? Try to figure it out.
God.
and he was like, but I'm getting responses, but the chat is dying. I was like, oh, I wonder why. So I said, send me a lassie's profile who matches you. So he sent me it, and I read it through, and I was like, right, cool. So it was like a profile, but she was like, my best friend says that I'm so bad at dancing that nobody else will be worse at dancing than me. And I says, look, easy. I said, just send her a message saying, like, something like, I know you think you're bad at dancing, but I'm even worse. Or like, but make it
relatable.
Make it longer, make it
Anything,
relatable.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that.
She replied straight away, and I was like, bang, and then he destroyed the chat. I was like, look, that's
What did he say? What would you do if you were on a desert island?
I'm pure out of him here,
Just panicking and like, I don't know what to say.
Don't get me wrong, like, see the thing is, that's what I said to him. I said, see your shite responses, I've had them, been rejected, and went, that's terrible.
Something's not right.
I was like, that's terrible. And so she replies, she says, no, you can't be. And then he says, well, we should find out one time or something like that, right? I don't know exactly. And then she said something, and then he says, and I was like, mate, no wonder she's patched you. He was like, I've been patched loads of times as well, but like, he was deserving of it. It was like, oh, that's the kind of positivity we like to see.
Oh, mate.
And I was like, she's not replying, mate.
Aye. But also, I think you
Just
need
Bill's character, though.
Aye.
see like the rejections on the dating app, so they're not even rejections.
No, they're not the
like,
same.
You need to see when people tell me like, oh, this girl stopped talking to me in Hinge, and I was like, what? Why are you even considering that as like a fucking thing that happened? It's
Aye.
like when I was on dating apps, I'm like hardly even like paying attention really what I'm
Do you
doing.
not think that's where it's a bit dangerous, though? Because it's just
It's
like,
dangerous in terms of how you think about other things, I think, yeah.
Aye.
But you need to treat the dating app like that, otherwise you would lose your mind.
Aye.
Because you are basically, you're not actually meeting any of these people. Like that, until you've met someone, you've never met that person.
No.
So you can't treat anything. They don't know what you're like in person. They don't know what you look like in person.
No.
So if you treat any of that as like a rejection, then you're gonna lose your mind. Because when you're doing it, you don't even you don't even think about like this is a real person really until you've met them. Do you get what I mean? You're like looking at it like this is a profile.
You need to look at it like that. But it is toxic as fuck. Because it's too many options. That's where but you know who's kind of real on it as well. You can get a vibe who's real.
Who's actually up for meeting you and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Aye, you speak to plenty of people and like you're just wanting to talk to someone online.
Aye.
I had zero interest in that.
Yeah.
See, people that tried to text me, I had zero interest. I was like, yeah, we either meet up or we'd never speak ever.
Do you think you guys are in some girls' group chats?
But our
If so,
clips.
for what you've said on dating apps?
No doubt.
What,
You think so?
No
In a
doubt.
bad way?
Anyway.
I think we speak about it really honestly though.
To be fair, no this time,
I
no.
would give a
No since that, no like this year. Maybe in the past, aye.
I would have zero qualms with anyone trying to debate me on this sort of thing. As in like...
No, I think he means like
No, I
sending dodgy messages.
When you've sent a message and you try to be
Funny.
figure out who you are, and then somebody screenshotted that, put it into the girl group chat and like, look at this banger.
Probably.
Aye, probably.
What do you think you've said?
Oh, I've said some wild things in the past. I always wanted to see what worked.
Aye.
I always wanted to see different things. Like, would this actually... What I used to look at, right, and you go, nice doesn't work, right? I'm going to be...
The bad boy.
I'm going to be a fucking dick here. And they always reply.
I've also
But don't get me
had-
wrong, the chat never goes anywhere because you're at the end of the day, I'm not actually that person. Do you know what I mean?
You're putting on a front.
I've had some fried conversations with girls on it for like 2 minutes, but I've been like matching their friedness, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I love that.
I've just been. They've just.
I
been
love that. And then I go, whoa. Put that back.
But I would say so.
Aye. Oh, 100%.
Would you think yours
more
is
so?
I was going to say, like,
I think I'm quite normal.
What comes to mind? Like,
I don't know, man.
You told the cheese and ham toasty on this podcast.
And not on this, but I know what it is.
No. But that was getting some fucking great ones.
Aye, I was going to say that was mental.
But the newest one, so like my 2 truths and a lie, that's actually getting some good responses.
Me and he first spoke because I think mine's was I had one that was like your best or worst Christmas present or something, and I was the biggest Celtic fan in the world, and my mum bought me a Barry Ferguson book. And she wrote back to it, "Hi, your mum sounds like a gag or a laugh." And I was like, "Hi, she is.
She's fucking hilarious."
We have a great relationship."
When did you tell Aoife about your mum?
Quite early on.
Did you?
Yeah, like maybe like a month in or something.
Right. That's because that's one of the ones that's like really big in it.
Well, that was one of the things I was scared about.
Aye. Telling it is because people
I
like.
need someone that's going to understand it.
Aye. That's my same.
A guy with mummy issues is a red flag. I'm like, you just.
Well, there's no point in going out with me.
Don't ever talk to me then.
Aye.
I can't undo.
Aye, it's done.
My childhood.
Aye.
I've done everything.
That's a good thing about going through it though, and actually getting in it. Because when you meet somebody, you can go, right, this is how it 100% is.
Well, I told you she had went for therapy as well, so she understood everything.
She understood that.
And I wouldn't be able to be with someone that doesn't.
Aye.
I've been with people that don't understand them, and they.
What was on her profile? Did you have a voice
Can we
note?
cut this out? I can't remember. Because we only spoke off of based off of that.
Aye.
Fair.
Do you know what I mean? Because I didn't have to go on hers and then
Did you
figure
put a
out.
voice note on yours?
No, I have had voice notes though.
So I've got 2 truths and a lie, and it's like I have ADHD. I lost a tone as an engineer, and I ran a cyclist down.
That's funny, but
Aye. And everybody's commenting, hope it's a cyclist. It's true.
That's true.
Aye, because they all fucking hate cyclists. And I'm like, I love the evilness, girls.
and then you just send them a picture back of your photos.
You should actually get a picture of 4 toes and just send that.
Right.
And just play that until like the first time. Here, by the way,
I've actually got 5.
Right, who wants to go first in their New Year's goal? That's been 40 minutes dating
Nah.
chat.
That's fucking hang me. Right, so I'll go. These are actually, so
Are you
again,
talking about like what we're doing here instead
I
of
want
just
to
straight in there.
Oh,
It's like, why is James starting talking about his goals?
well, the
after
title
dating?
is going to be our New Year's goals
Right.
/ dating chat.
Slash Rangers Celtic. How were you brought up?
so it goes quite well after dating chat. I want to be,
We're going to do 3 goals each. We're just going to go round the room, and I don't want to give people advice on how to set New Year's goals.
No.
It's just going to be our little thing.
so I want to become socially undeniably confident. That's how I want to go with like loads of different people and just like break down that barrier of awkwardness. That's what I want.
Quite similar to what I done then.
Aye, similar. No, maybe not as much as you. That's quite a lot.
I went, but I do that was stuff. I went the extreme.
But not even just with dates, with like with anything. If something ever, like if I get a hint of fear, then I need to 100% just fucking do it.
Push yourself in.
I need to like, I just want to get to the end of the year and go, fuck, I can actually do anything.
But that's how I felt.
Aye.
Like I was like, that's why I was getting in, like people would be like, but you're confident and you're fine with girls or whatever, and I was, but deep down I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? You can come across as if you really, really are.
I would say at this point I'm pretty confident.
I was gonna say, what do you feel like you're not confident in?
No,
what
I
comes
would,
to mind?
I would say like I think to be a success in every part of my life, I need to break a couple of barriers down.
What
Do
are
you know
the
what I mean?
barriers?
What?
What are the barriers?
Like insecurities when it comes to like money and that. Like I shouldn't be insecure about that part because that part will come. That it won't come if I'm insecure about it at the state I'm at.
It's like that. I think you feel like it defines people, but it doesn't.
Aye, so I need to get past that point. I need to speak to people like about things like that, and then like reinforce that I'm wrong. Do you know what I mean? I need to reinforce a couple of things that I'm not right.
Like your relationship with money, then.
Aye, my relationship with money. It's getting a lot better. And
Reason I'm asking is because one of my goals is based off of this, and it will probably be quite interesting compared to yours.
right, cool, sounds good. And then
Stay on
No,
it, then.
that-
Why don't you just say it?
Right,
Aye, go for it. That's what I was
we're gonna do
thinking,
one
yeah.
each. So mine's is, so I wrote down like because I do goals quite a lot, and then like So I'll be open about money. Right, last year I wrote, because this is what where people probably go wrong and where I went wrong. I was like, make 100 grand in a year. Why did I write that?
So we spoke about that in the podcast we recorded yesterday. That was one I wrote down last year, and in my recap, it was actually realizing, like, I love this phrase, like, what's your desired outcome, or like, why? And when I asked myself that, I was like, well, it doesn't really matter about the money. It was about helping more people, train more people, and I was like, that's really what the goal should have been, as opposed to the actual financial part.
Yeah, so I do have a financial goal, but it's make like 10% more than the year before. That's it.
That's cool.
And I'm only gonna, and it's, so I've wrote like bullet points underneath it. So my business got way better last year. I didn't actually work harder. It was just more efficient. I was better at my job and stuff, and I made about 10 to 20% more than the year before. Without really trying, and I'm just gonna try do that again.
Yeah.
Whereas if I try and make, and I don't need to, and also I don't need to make loads more. But the reason I have the actual financial goal, because I think next year I maybe won't have a financial goal, is because I read in that journal thing, there was 2 things three things I was stressed about. I was trying to move back to Australia. It's mad reading that, by the way. I was so obsessed with trying to stay there, and then I've came back here. I think this place is
helped out. It's been
mate,
like a sanctuary for
massively. If I didn't have this, I think I would be like all over the shop.
Yeah.
I think I just needed somewhere where I went to work instead of like working from home.
Us too.
Aye, but that's what I mean when I say this place. Fuck me.
Fucking hell.
You even
I want
here.
specific facts,
You're
mate.
not here all the time, James. You just come when you feel like it. Mate, all the time. So I was just stressed about that. I was stressed about, like, I knew I needed to go for therapy if I wasn't wanting to get in a relationship. I knew I needed to have therapy if I was ever going to get in a healthy relationship as well. And then the other thing was, there was so much money, chat, mate, because I had to take out all my crypto. I basically threw away 2 or 3 grand, taking that out when I moved back to Australia. When I fixed all my business, I made like 50% less for 2 months so that I could like handle more. So I could handle more because I fixed everything in the background. I didn't have time to take on clients and do that. And then I took out I had like 5 grand worth of like stocks just in like the S&P 500 and stuff. I had to take all of that out, and I was like basically not skint but near skint again, and I hadn't been like that since I was like 24, 25. And it was all just like, I can't be 27 and like I don't care about being a millionaire or having loads of money, but I just want to be
stable.
Aye, there's a barrier, isn't there, like of making consistent money or being on the breadline.
And it's so stressful, mate. It's really, really stressful when you're talking to someone and you're like, I actually really need this person to, well, not need, but like, I'm banking on this person kind of coming on, because and that's not a nice place to be in. And
no, it's not a nice feeling. It's not.
It's fucking horrendous.
But there's a whole mindset component around that as well. Like, as he's saying, getting confident in how you are with your services, and then you start to, like, I think that's been the growth part of last year, because the year before I made less money, but it was more of a successful year because last year I made more money.
The year last year,
as in 2023,
was more successful than 22.
No, 22 I would say on paper in terms of what I could spend in my financial freedom was better in 2022. 2023 I made more money but also spent more money because I got this place.
Way more money.
Way more money. But also spent way more money just building stuff and buying shit, and I was on the breadline for a fair bit of that. So but having confidence in what you can do and your ability
in the future,
that is huge, man.
Yeah, so that's
huge.
So I've been just slightly lower in savings than what I am just now, and I've went back the way before. So my goal is just to get, like, from here, my relationship with money, it's the same way with what people do with food, or they maybe go, I've got 2 nights out this week, I may as well, fuck it, who cares, I'll just eat whatever I want. I'm kind of like that with money. I'm like, I've got a bit of savings, right, doesn't really matter what I do now, as in making money and spending
it's like
it.
Comfortable.
Aye, and I want to make myself, like, I just read it all just to be clear with myself that how uncomfortable that was. I still need to remember that, even if because I feel really good now with money, and like my business is going well. I don't mean my income, like I'm good at my job, my systems are all good. I feel confident about, like, I don't even need new clients just now, but if I want them, I feel like it would be really easy to get them.
Yeah.
But I need to, because I just need to get myself quite a bit away from where that was, because I'm not far away enough for that not to be a potential thing that comes up, and it's a terrible feeling. It's so stressful.
It's horrendous.
Especially being self-employed, because you just know that, oh fuck, if my car breaks down or something happens in my business or 2 clients leave me, and you could be really stressed. If it's not a nice feeling to have, you want to have a buffer.
No, you do, because that's where you get to do the things that you want to do. Like, you go out on dates, or you can. This isn't me speaking, by the way. Jill, right? I'm saying Jill. I'm saying James. Go on dates, but like hang about with friends. Go to, don't know, overnights, holidays.
But if I look at it right, if I'm going on dates with people who I'm not going out with, I want to be able to go out with these people. If I decide the other one, I still want to go out and a date every 2 weeks with them minimum, like no matter what. So I still need that financial ability to do that. I know that now, because like I can't just go out with somebody and go, look, I'm working on my business and I'm never going to see you. Like, I can't do that to MD, so I have to have the financial capabilities to have a house, have a car, go out with someone, because it does cost money.
If I'm still in this situation with money, when I get in a relationship, it's going to affect the relationship.
It will.
That's how stressed I was about money.
Aye.
And like, one of the things Aoife said to me was that I like that you're like, you aren't scared about money, and you don't. I'm also not like
frigid.
Yeah, like I'll spend money, but because I'm got a good relationship with it now.
Yeah.
But I was like, here, that only happened like 6 months ago.
Aye.
Then again, like,
but that's how fast things can change if you really want it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's a stress as well. Like, if you're stressed about money, that's going to carry over
straight into
it.
the relationship.
That's why. So they'll go for.
So mine. I was just wondering who that was, but still. So mine, I've got a goal around money. May as well just talk about that one as well. But I think
nobody's open about their money goals. So I think it's good to be open about it.
I think when it gets to the new year, a lot of people set them around health and fitness, and money,
aye.
Whatever it is that they want to do. So mine for money is obviously be a wee bit more comfortable in 2024 than I was in 2023. I didn't actually write down a number necessarily with me, but similar to you, I'm like, right, let me look at what I've made in the past and what would be consistent income that would like coming in on a monthly basis. It's not necessarily the money side of things. I want to crack this year money coming into my business without me trading time for money. Like, trading much. Did you fart? Did you actually just fart?
That's disgusting.
We're in an enclosed room here, man. You just couldn't hold that in, though.
We might need to pause the podcast. But the conversation is flowing and you've just farted. That's disgusting.
You didn't need to stop tongue.
He did.
I've lost my train of
thought. Why did you do that? You're going to get tongue.
You don't want to trade time for money.
Did you actually?
So things like, I want to grow the programs, I want to grow the podcast studio and actually hire people, so that's got a consistent churn now.
Yeah.
Coming in. That's really a big goal for
so much.
So what's the actual goal if it's in a sentence?
This is what I find hard to actually write them down. See, when it comes to the money side of things, I find like my goal is to make X, because then I was saying this to you yesterday. I then asked myself, like, why? It's not actually about making X, it's more about the process of building the studio to be more efficient, to be.
But if you do it right, then I think you can actually have a number goal that you can, like as you say, reverse engineer that actually makes sense to you and why you would want it. Do you know what I mean? 10k doesn't actually mean anything. But if you're to say, right,
need to tie it.
If you say my bills are this, whatever you want to spend money on is this, whatever you want to spend money on is this, whatever you want your emergency fund to be is this, whatever everything else is this. That's how much money I want to make. How would I make that? I would have X, Y, and Z. Right, can I make that? How much time would that actually take me to make?
When I broke that down,
see, if you look at mine, I won't zoom into this, but I've actually just bullet pointed everything underneath it, so that it's not actually about the main goal. It's about what am I actually doing. What do I want to enforce? And it's not even, because I looked at my goals last year and I think I done 3-6 of them. One of them was just like go for therapy, which is really easy, but that was one of the best things I've ever done.
Actually, see, the thing is,
stop drinking was my other one. I've done both of them. 2 of the best things I've ever done. So last year was the most I've ever grew as a person and business wise. Like,
so see, go to therapy. See, as easy as the action is,
you still put it off for a bit.
No, but I don't think it is for people. I actually think it's fucking really difficult for them to go and break that barrier.
Michael went twice and stopped.
Aye.
Like loads of people.
He's sitting listening and going, bastard.
No, I'd called
But a
them
lot-
out. I
a-
called
a-
them out for it straight away.
but
I
a
was
lot of
like,
people-
"You
a lot of
haven't even
people
scratched
say-
the surface."
A lot of people say they don't need it.
Everybody needs it.
So I'm one of them that it's not that I don't need it. I know it's going to have value in my life. It's just for me, I'm like, I have 10 other things that I'd rather do.
You could do them better if you get your head sorted.
But that's
I'm not
saying
saying-
you're fucked.
No, I'm
that's
not
where
saying I'm not saying your head's no sorted. I'm just saying it will improve whatever. See your procrastination in that, it will go down in time because you will know. You'll
Do you know the best way to put it? It would just. It's not even you need to fix anything because
just make everything better.
You should just look at it the same way as you would hire a coach for High Rocks. So if it's CBT, just look at it as like you would understand yourself a bit better, even if it didn't like improve. Like I say, your mental health had a level. Even if it didn't improve your mental health, you would just understand yourself a bit more. So if you came up to like big obstacles in the future, you know how your head works.
Mm-hmm.
So you have tools to deal with whatever comes up. You might not need it just now, but it would help you in the future. Does that
Absolutely,
make sense?
absolutely.
Aye, but I feel like when these big things do come up, which they have in the past year, like I've tackled it. Maybe not as efficient as what I would have with therapy, but that's when I'm like, as a priority, right
You
now. I
fart
don't
again?
feel it.
No, I didn't.
I
I
felt a
thought it was your
vibration.
I thought it might have been.
I must have been naming it there. I must know.
That's what to me. I don't know. I'm in the headspace, so I don't see it as a priority for me. I know the value of it. I hear you guys talk about it, and it's not that I feel like I'm too good for it or anything like that. I
know you
understand the value of it, but then in my head I'm like, why am I not going for it? Then it's like
Because you don't know the value of it.
because I don't care for it.
You don't know the value of it until you do it.
I hear. What,
No, but you don't know.
Aye.
It's like PTing. People will be like, I don't need a PT. I'm X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, you see what they're doing in the gym, you're like, you would benefit from a PT.
Aye, exactly. But it's like, but I've seen X, Y, and Z or X person, and you're like, well, unless you went to someone, you will never know. You could go to therapy and go,
It's a bit
this
like
isn't it actually for
meditating
me.
as well. We should all probably meditate, but we don't.
I slightly meditate before I go to bed.
I'll
I'll turn everything off and I'll just lie there with my eyes open and just make sure and think.
You just think clearer.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's a bit, but that maybe investment thing you made, you'd maybe like not done that. Do you know what I mean?
If I didn't do that, I truly don't believe I'd be here. I'd be doing what I'm doing.
The
investment stuff.
one where you lost the money. You mean?
Oh,
That's what I'm talking about.
Aye. So
Because you'd maybe be able to break down right why are you putting that money in. Because I want to make X amount of money in X amount of time. You'd have maybe, do you know? It's certain things that it's not even to do with relationship stuff that
No,
it's
I get
helped me
that.
with my relationship with
Aye.
everything, money.
No, I get
like,
that, and
so
I
much.
think with that though, like I'm not a big guy that's like, oh, I regret doing that. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of frustration, a lot of wasted time, but there was also a big lesson on here. If I'm actually investing with someone, what I would do is get them to invest in their personal name now rather than their business, because he
Right.
can just write that off. And I'm like, fuck that. It's an expensive lesson, but that's a lesson.
Do you want to say what that was? I don't think you ever spoke about it.
I've spoken about it in our podcast. I'm quite open with it. So it's one of these investment opportunities that I actually forgot this happened. I didn't even talk about this in the
review.
recap because I've processed
It's a big
it.
thing,
I've-
but it
I've
was
moved on
fucking
from
with
it,
you for a
so-
while.
I was in this sort of group chat and I seen this deal come in, and it was basically like invest 6k into this garden centre that's buying furniture at wholesale stock. Because they can buy it so cheap, they can give you a % return in X amount of weeks. So you give them $6,000. He guarantees that within 6 weeks he'll give you $8,000 back, and for every day that he's late, he's willing to pay £1,000 late payment fee. So I seen that straight away, and I was like, bullshit, that's too fucking good to be true. Seen a guy in the group go for it. He then goes, brilliant. Like 6 weeks later, pleasure doing business, fucking fantastic. The deal comes in again, and then Brian went for it. And then I seen him got his money out. Now it was a wee bit late, but the guy paid the £1,000 late payment fee. So he put like 15 grand in, and he was supposed to get 21 out, but because he was 7 days late, he ended up getting £29,000 back out. And I was like, fuck. I was like, this is maybe legit. So I spoke to someone that I knew. So then the next deal had came in the chat, and I was like, I think I might go for this. So I got the guy who owns the building to put in to front the money, which was 24.5 grand. And it was over a 7 week period. And this is where the whole process of this is what I mean. It's like, yes, it's a lot of money to mess with, but it shows you, like, I learned about networking, I learned about building trust with somebody. Yeah, it went fucking tits up, but I was like, you know what? Like, can I afford to pay back that money that I'm borrowing from someone? And I could over a 2-year basis. So I said, look, if worse comes to it and this doesn't go through, I'm prepared to put myself at a loss, and I'll pay an extra $2,000 to you over the course of whatever it took, 10 months to pay his money back. So I then got to July, and I got the money that was put in back out, and a wee bit of some, but it should have been a lot more than what it was.
How many times did you go to London?
Twice, 3 times.
Three times.
Two or three times in total. And this just, I mean, this whole experience was...
I would go into like how much he fucks you over.
So the guy said that he had issues with his bank. He was fraudulently forging statements to show that he had more money than what he did, and
he was just basically at it. He was
a lying bastard.
Hindsight is, like, we all wish we could know what we know now before we did. Going through this time, I'm speaking to him, I sat across the table, looked him in the eye, and I was like, you know what? I actually trust what you're saying. I believe in what you're saying, because I'm seeing the garden centre, I'm seeing the place, the business looked booming. He's got a young family. He was like, the way he was speaking to me as well, like, he'd answer the phone when I'd phoned him, and I was like, you know what? I guess I need to put my faith in him. And because I was more lenient than some of the other guys, people were being brutal to him, like saying they're going to kill him, they're going to do X, Y, and Z, because it's a lot of money that you're fucking about with. But I was always like, here, look, I just need you to be honest with me. Like, I don't care what the fuck's happening. Like, if you be honest with me, I can then work out a plan for me, knowing where I stand, quote unquote, financially.
Because you're basically sitting there for a good few weeks or months, being like, this guy
has robbed me,
ignoring me, and he's not paying me out anything. And
I think because I was more lenient that way in the relationship, but like building or networking or whatever you want to call it, like, he would reply to me, but he wouldn't reply to other guys, because they're like, have you heard from him?
So basically he owed about 12 people from Glasgow.
So it's went to liquidators and stuff. I got the documents through a couple of weeks ago. He owes 400 odd grand to HMRC. He owes between 18 investors, he owes something like 2.2 million. It is mental how, like, so he's fraudulently bumped a fucking ton of people. He's had to sell his business, XYZ. Now his wife's left the company and set up her own business. So I've kind of drawn ties with him, but I've said to him, like, I'm going to make sure that any other business that you set up, I'm the first person that's 1 star on you guys on fucking, your reputation is ruined from a business point of view. And what this whole thing showed me, because I'm coming into business and I'm building my own self-employment journey, or building the podcast studio, where you make that leap from self-employed to actually running. I'm trying to run a business. That's one of my goals for this year, to have like a business where I've got an employee that I've hired and they're running X, Y, and Z. And I just thought, like, I was like, everybody doing this, like, it's a hard graft.
Aye.
And you know how much time, sweat, equity,
pain,
everything that you're putting, it's your life and soul that you put into it. So I'm like, surely everyone running a business has got decent morals, decent ethics.
Not a chance.
And this last year, I'm like, man, there's some amount of fraudsters out there, man.
Our industry, property, like
property. You talk about
property's one of the worst.
Property is the worst, I think,
because they're looking for the best deal and they don't give a fuck how they get it.
But if our industry's rife with people just trying to make quick few quid.
Yeah.
But then you look at it, and then that's when you go, you know what? Once you learn about yourself, these people will never be happy.
No, they won't.
They'll never be happy, because we were saying the other day, telling the truth, being an honest person, like genuine hard work, will make you happier than and having good relationships with everything about you.
You get the reward.
That's where the reward comes in life.
Who you are, and you know that you haven't had to lie to get to it. You know you've actually you've just worked hard and you've done what you believe in, and it will eventually pay off. It's a much longer process, but it's also a much more stable process.
And
like once you get
much
there,
more fulfilling as well.
It's not like you're climbing a mountain and you just fall off the top, which I feel like everyone's just trying to get to the top of the mountain and then like they're just gonna like crumble as soon as they get there, because they've done it in a way that's not right. So
you look at that scenario and you're like, oh, if I rewind back to January and February or whenever, and I say, right, if I was going to therapy, would I have still went into that? I honestly believe the answer was yes, and I don't regret not going into it.
That's not. I don't think that's the point. No,
that's not the point. I genuinely think you're not really grasping what we're going. It's not like
it's not like you would change how you would do it, but you would change how it would affect you. You would do things quicker. You'd be back on the track. It wouldn't affect you in the same way because you would have known quicker what was happening.
And it's also, I don't think you need to go for therapy or like.
It's
just see if you had a phase where you're like, do you know what? I've maybe got 6 months where I want to like. You know the way you've invested in courses and stuff like that. Instead of like it being like, oh, I'm going to invest in this course, it's going to be for something for business. And you could actually think about it as something that would help business.
No, that's
like,
what I mean.
Right, maybe for 6 months, and more think of it as something that's going to just, instead of like I'm working on my physical, it's more I'm going to work on my head, and it's not like to get over trauma or anything. It would just be like something. You don't need to do it just now. You're probably too busy with work.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like that's the whole reason why. Like if you're on the breadline, you're picking and choosing where you're spending your money.
Yeah.
I want this year to do the things. I don't want to go.
By the way, you might not go for therapy, and you might be absolutely sound.
No, but I think
it's just a
money,
good idea for everyone.
Relationship with money, and one of the goals around wanting to make more money. However, not being the main driver, but selfishly, I want to make more money so that when something comes up, I don't go, I don't know if I can afford that.
The way I like to look at it is go, see if you're asking yourself the same question all the time, it's a good idea to go. Do you know what I mean? Whatever. If you're consistently asking yourself a similar question over and over, then it's probably a good idea to go and find out why you're asking yourself that question.
I know, like mindset wise or where I'm at in life is definitely a lot better than some of the guys, because guys were like, there was about 9 or 10 of them, and it was like, I'm going to go down there and kill him.
And when you look at that, it's an ego thing. It's like, this guy's fucked me over, how dare he? It's like all still ego driven. Like you can't detach from it and go logically, right, I've made a bad decision. I fucked it. I haven't thought this through because I've only went for that because it sounds like I can make a lot of money without much effort. And then you can logically go, do you know what? If I spend so much time going down there, I'm actually wasting time. I'm getting myself angry. But you've learned that from actually doing it. Like you wouldn't make.
Well, I thought, I was like, no, this is pretty fucking bulletproof in terms of the deal, because for every day he's late, he needs to pay £1,000. I was like, for every...
But that's a dream. Like,
no, that's what I mean. I've got a contract. I was like, right, cool. The only way that this goes tits up is if his business goes bankrupt. Searched up in company's house, looked at the website, and I was like, right, he's got like 40 odd employees. That's impossible for that business to go out of business. And what's happened? I'm like, shit. And now, at the end of it, hindsight, I'm like...
Now you know, there's never right. There's never any impossibilities.
But then I'm like, if that was in his personal name, he would have owed that money for life.
Let's go next goal, right? Because we'll end up talking utter shit about that for ages.
Next goal is... Hold on. Back in the notes. So, this a pure simple one, but it's one that's where I'm meeting Shannon later. I need to be more organised. I need to plan everything in my life.
And the solution to that is meet up with somebody with ADHD and
because she understands. She understands. Fuck you. No, but she understands me, so she understands where I struggle.
And I know that's simple, but it's too simple. Like, how are you going to do that?
So I need to plan out like everything, and that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to plan out.
Give me an example, like at days or like.
So I need to plan out tasks, like everything. What? So work. Like I need to, so like we look at like if I looked at everything and I go, where do I want to be things, but I need to actually plan out every single thing, because if I don't, then I won't do it and I'll forget about things and it'll stress me out.
Okay.
Because when something starts to stress me out, I just get like I get high. I get chronically overwhelmed very easily. Do you know what I mean?
Which is easy to do when you've got everything.
So
you're the accountant. You're the
home. I'm not saying solo homeowner, solo car owner, solo business owner. I'm fucking everything. You know what I mean? When you're genuinely. Not to go back into it, but when you're trying to get in a relationship, right, and you're doing all that as well, it's no fun, because I'm like, right, I'd want to do that with that person, but I also need to do that X, Y, and Z. If I have it planned out better in a way that I can do it, then it won't overwhelm me to the point where I can still enjoy my life. Because I would say at the end of this year, I've done a lot better. There was no need for the extra stress that I had to do it, and there's no need. I can have 30, 40 clients and be less stressed than I have there. Like, I know that. But I need to plan it better. How can I have a service? How can I clean my house? How can I have my motor in check? I need to plan every single thing, and I need to find a way to do it that suits me.
So like, that's a goal as soon as possible. Off of like your experience last year.
Aye.
What I
done wrong. So what went wrong?
That's why I went and read over everything last year, and it was more that I was probably in that place last year, and I done so well to fix everything. And all my goals are more based around, right, don't go back the way. Do you know what I mean? Like,
don't get comfortable.
Aye, exactly. Like, remember what you felt like, because I was really stressed and really. That's good, I think, and you can fix that quite quick.
Good momentum to build on as well.
Aye. So, a few hours a day we use talking about goals. A few hours a day we are talking about goals. A couple of days after, then go.
Sounds good. My next one, I've got running goals,
right,
and I'm just gonna group them all together because and by the way, they're arbitrary. I don't really care so one of them's run a sub 19 5k, and I've done a sub 21. I've done 19 minutes 35. And I'm nowhere near that just now, and I need to lose about 8 kilos, or I don't think I'll be able to do it because I'm too heavy. Right. But I think I could do that in 3 or 4 months. And then once I do that, I'll have quite a good bit of fitness. I want to run a marathon or a half marathon abroad.
Oh my god!
No, but abroad, just to go away and do a run.
Aye, fun.
For
I'm actually joking, but see you doing running high rocks, it does hurt my soul, but you know, but it is what it is. I still love you.
I'm gonna go back to lifting.
Oh my god, even worse. Just stay a runner, mate.
I said lifting.
I know, I'd rather just stay a runner. Same with him with high rocks. Just keep doing high rocks for the rest of your life.
And I want to run a sub 40 10k, which is actually probably harder than the sub 19 5k, I think. But you
You want to do what?
A sub 40 10k.
Sub 40.
So how? It's fast.
Same pace as a sub 25k.
It's just a full way.
Aye. So it'll be harder. Well harder.
I done a track run last night for the first time in these.
Oh, mate, get shoes.
What shoes do you run? Do you run in the, was it ons?
On running, yeah.
On running, aye.
Yeah, he runs in Vivo barefoots.
I know.
I'm honestly thinking about doing high rocks in them.
You're a joke.
But you'd lose a lot of settings.
Don't care. Feels good though. It's the same way how I lift weight with no belt and wraps. There's just something about it. I'm like, this makes me feel good.
Go for therapy.
I feel great though. You know what I mean? I don't know. I can't explain it, but there's just something.
That's your
about
purpose.
That. I'm like,
that's your purpose.
It's like a stubbornness, isn't it?
That's a pure stubbornness. That is.
It's like when mate, you've not heard of it, this.
What with him?
Do you know what I'm gonna say?
No.
Mate, we climbed the Monroe, right?
Oh,
we done two in one day with me, Jillian, him, and Cooper. And the second one, to get up it, there was loads of bits that you were just on like massive rocks, and you kind of there was like gaps in between. You had to I'm talking rocks that are like whatever.
It's called a scramble, so you need to be on. See, like the cobbler, if you go up the face, imagine that like maybe more.
So you might have to go on hands and knees at one point, and it's like big rocks with quite big drops. It's not that scary on your own, but he had Cooper, and Cooper ran up to a bit, and he I don't care what you say, he was a bit like we didn't actually start doing it, mate. It would have been a terrible idea because he had them on the lead, and if he pulled you and then you went sideways, he's shaking his head, but it was an horrible idea. And then, but it's because the guy was English. This is what that tipped.
So a mountain rescuer had just appeared out nowhere.
Most English accent you've ever heard, and he was like, "Mate,
I don't mean to be funny, but I don't think you should be climbing that with your dog." I was like, shut the fuck up. Who the fuck are you talking to?
That's just what he's like. That's just what he's like.
No, the only way I can explain this is imagine you're deadlifting in the gym. And that guy comes out and goes, I'm a PT. I don't think you should deadlift this way, do this way. How? Straight away, your back's up.
But you don't climb mountains for a living, mate. He doesn't climb.
It wasn't as bad as what they're making it out. I honestly see. Tell you, one of my goals this year.
It was
one of my goals this year. I'm changing it. Is going to be to climb that again with Cooper myself.
That's fucking. That's retarded. That's retarded.
Please go for therapy.
Just to show you that it wasn't as bad as that. But
was it bad?
He was in a bad mood for about 2.5 hours. But I
honestly
think
he does go in a bad mood sometimes. I know that.
I think it would have been like 50% less if the guy was Scottish. It was how English he was.
Really to be fair, when you get an English accent, you're like, shut the fuck up.
50% listeners.
Yeah, man, fuck off.
When an English person tells a Scottish person what to do,
straight away it's like
something just
William Wallace comes out.
Aye. You're just like
Braveheart.
You fucking tell me what to do.
You fucking cunt, you fucking cunt.
It's
almost like our ancestors' history of fucking just being suppressed.
You feel like it's a primal instinct. It's a primal.
10,000 years of suppression just comes.
So was it dodgy?
It was a terrible idea.
See when we got to the top.
Even if there was only 10% chance of something bad happening, why take the 10%?
Oh no, I like risk taking.
Exactly.
I love risk.
Risk taking. You like risk taking, do you, James?
No, but
That's
I
nice.
love risk taking, mate. I love it.
See what made it even worse? We got to the top, right?
You're like my dad, mate. Doesn't take any risks. I take runners.
No, but the risk is dying, James, or the dog dying.
Mate, fuck it. Or maybe no the dog. I wouldn't date with the dog.
But
If I had a chance to die
I'm
in there, I wouldn't
confident
mind.
in my ability. That
No,
he
no,
would
no,
have
no.
been safe.
But you're no him.
But I would have turned round if I felt like it was too dangerous. I feel I've got a good
But
awareness.
there must be a point that you can't turn back.
There is.
Aye, and then going back down those rocks, mate.
Aye, I was going to say.
Confident in my ability.
No, but
Anyway, let me tell
mate,
you.
Cooper's his own man.
No, he's a dog.
And he's mental.
Aye, he's fucking rough. He's not.
I'm strong as fuck. I've got to remember.
You got to remember he's a dog,
Listen,
not a human
listen,
And
being.
it's also, there's 3 of us, right? So if Cooper even moves slightly, and then he moves, bumps into me, we bump into each other.
Oh,
mate, it's a
this-
terrible idea.
And see what made this
He's-
worse. We got
mate.
to the top.
Fair
Right?
play.
So there was.
Honestly, cannot tell you how bad an idea this was.
I need
Anyway,
to see it. I don't know.
I was at the bottom. We were at the bottom. There was another couple in front of us, and there was a few other people. And I was like, "Gimp." And he's like, "I wouldn't go up there with my dog." And I was like, "Well, you're also in your 60s, mate." So that was another thing, right? Anyway, we go.
So
up,
this
no.
set him off
I,
again.
oh, I was raging, mate. I couldn't even speak to Jillian or him. I was like, "Don't speak to
It
me."
was very funny.
They were like, this is also like one of the first times hanging about with Gavin.
Aye, he's like,
And I was
oh.
like, he doesn't even know me, man. I'm fucking making a fool of myself. And blah blah blah. Anyway, we got to the
He's
top.
in his own mind, man.
Aye, we got to the top, and the couple that were with us they done the scramble, and they're like, "Oh, you've made it," and I was like, "Aye, how was it?" And they're like, "Oh, it was so fun. It was honestly, this is one of the best climbs we've ever done." And I'm like, I'm fucking raging. I'm raging.
Did you know they scramble then? No,
No, we had to go down and run the side and go an extra 2-hour detour.
a 2-hour detour.
It was about an hour, I'd say.
No, it was an hour and a half.
He's a fuck.
I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn as fuck. I'm going to that hill though. I'm going to Ben Vorlick and I'm going to scramble it.
Why?
However-
Why?
however-
Ask yourself why.
To prove
You
you
just
wrong.
no. You just
To prove
why?
he's wrong.
Why?
Because it's important to me that
Why?
Because I'm being made.
Keep asking.
yeah,
Keep
keep-
asking yourself why.
I'm not going to therapy, right? So, aye, where were we? What were you talking about? Your girls runs?
You get that.
Aye, I think you'll get that easy.
It's just a different.
It's just
the one-
fun.
I done powerlifting for about 9 months, or actually a year solid.
Don't
but
say that word in front of him.
I know. Don't
He
you?
gets raging.
No.
What?
He's on a.
He's
He's
done
on a,
strength training, mate.
he doesn't believe you can say the word powerlifting unless you ran. Or you've done what was it you said?
Aye,
the
I'm
other
not a powerlifter until I've done a powerlifting competition.
All right. Well, whatever.
This is we spoke about this, but I'm not actually slagging you. I just
There's
think.
a powerlifting program. I don't care if I'm not going to a powerlifting competition.
Oh, calm down, man. Keep talking.
No, but it was.
What?
It was a powerlifting program.
Right,
I
good.
wasn't stressed.
No, I'm not going into any further. Just keep going.
Right, so anything
You're a
else?
gimp.
Anything else?
Well, then. It wasn't me to say that it was him.
Like cooking.
Right.
Aye, he's cute. That's because that climb.
Aye, because we just ganged up on
That
you,
is the
so
climb.
used to gang up.
He's mate. That's.
Right.
I didn't realise that it still hurt you. Were you him?
Oh, but for the last like 3 or 4 months, I have been running, but I've not really been training that hard.
I want to
and
see you try and do a mile on that curve.
I want to see you do it on the track.
I done it in a track.
A
last
mile?
night. Right, okay, yeah. I'll
I
do that
don't,
this
mate.
weekend.
I'm not going on that thing ever again. That was horrible.
How?
Thought he was gonna start
It's
cut.
just for the curve runner thing. Terrible, mate.
How?
Because you can't run at the same pace. You need it constantly like
Changes.
stops itself. So you need to like fucking like do a horse
You
thing.
see
to,
why he
like,
didn't want to do the scramble? Because he's got no coordination.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You keep stopping?
So like it does. It's not consistent like the pace of it because you're generating it. So as soon as it slows down a bit, in order to get a bit faster,
Aye, you need to go forward.
like put effort through your like you feel it in your calves,
Aye.
There you.
and it's just weird. Like
Class.
it would it would change.
What did you get on that then?
I've not tried to do
You
a
done a
fast
5K.
time on it.
Right.
But it would change it changes your running technique. That's why I don't want to do it. I was running differently, and I have genuinely like developed my running technique to be able to run outside quite well, and it changes it going on that. So I'm not doing it again.
There you
run
go.
this-
How did you feel running outside compared to inside?
So outside I actually felt harder on my ankles.
Oh no, it is well harder,
Um,
mate.
I think it was because of these, but I woke up today and the only thing that sore is I've been chafing.
Aye,
Do you
that's
chafe?
agony, mate. I get 2-in-1 shorts.
Right.
Ah,
It's
makes
agony,
sense.
Chafing.
I was
Mate, I
wondering
woke
why.
up during the night, I was like, my fucking
Right,
thighs are burning.
running goals. I want to push myself again. I know I'm 30 in a year and a half, and I'm just feel like
How good's pushing yourself, man? I love it.
I want to just see what I can actually achieve before I hit 30. Basically, I'm saying once you're 30, you're done.
Aye.
Leads nicely into my goal. So I want to do something this year that nobody's done.
What is it?
So I'm
Climb that. Well,
climbing the Monroe.
I'm in the donkey.
No, I'm thinking. So I've not actually decided what it's going to be, but I'm going to do something along the lines of, see what David Dewar done. He
Aye.
climbed Ben Nevis with 100 kilo on his back. I'm going to do something big this year with that, like something mental.
What you gotta do?
naked.
I think it's going to be around. I think I'm going to do something around the 100 kilo on my back.
You should walk a marathon, mate.
But I might walk from
Why do you
Glasgow
say
to
marathon like that?
Marathon.
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 Marathon. Have you seen it wrong?
Marathon.
Hello.
I'm on the phone. So in my head, I'm thinking walking from Glasgow to Edinburgh with 100 kilos on my back. Something like bizarre like that.
What is Glasgow, Edinburgh? Aye?
I don't know. I think
Is
it
that
needs
not
to
too long?
That's like 60 miles, mate.
No,
might
it's
be.
more than that, no.
It might be.
I cycled from Glasgow to Edinburgh and it was about 60, 70 mile.
So it needs to be a round number. It needs to make
And
sense.
it also took me 7 hours to cycle.
I know it's going to take a long time.
And I was like
Listen
a
to
couple
what I'm
of
saying. I'm going
Where
to
are
do
you going
something
to do
that.
it on a motorway?
No, there's a path.
no, you can't. See to walk, see to cycle there.
Fergus Crawley ran it, so there must be.
No,
there
you
must
can
be a
run it,
path.
but I don't. There's like bits that are like that. Like there's wee short bits. I don't think you could do that. Glasgow, Edinburgh.
Also,
You
me and
could
Adam
do
are
it somewhere.
Me and Adam are going to half marathon on Saturday if you want to come slow.
On Saturday.
Today.
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday. Where?
I want to find a nice route. Just somewhere nice.
I
Somewhere
know.
different that I've never ran. If you know what I mean.
There's a
So
couple.
I'm open to
There's a
ideas.
couple of tunnels and cobble paths and all that there. It's quite dodgy.
Even better, mate.
See, even cycling on it, I was like, whoa.
I love the idea of like climbing something with 100 kilo, but because David's done it,
You can't do
And he
can't-
done Ben
can't-
Nevis. It's not as if he done like one of the smaller ones.
He done.
Done the biggest one, fucking the
But
UK.
honestly, see, hearing his story last year, like, don't know, it was something in me is like, I want to do something like
He's a good
that.
guy as well.
So
Love David.
open to ideas.
Right. Is
Hmm.
your last one?
Aye. I want to get a 600 kilo squat bench deadlift in one day.
How far away are you?
So that if I wanted to hit it, I would hit a 260 deadlift, I think, 130 bench paused, and a 210 squat. I think I can hit that this year.
No, where are you at just now?
Where am I at now? A
What's-
200 squat. I think, and the one day I could probably hit.
In numbers, just don't give me the
Aye, so
breakdown. Like how far
200
away.
squat.
So
like
200
500
squat, 245 deadlift, I think,
You
probably.
get 250 deadlift.
And the one day, but it means it needs to be on the one day. And then a 105 kilo bench in the one day.
So what's that add up to?
Yeah, 1555.
555, so
Okay,
45.
That's doable in a year.
It's doable, but it's like when you're running a business and that, like strength training is fucking
And it fucks you up.
fucks you up, man.
That's why I had to stop, mate.
Aye, it's
I
hard.
was fucked. My body was fucked, and you get brain fog and all that when
Aye,
you start
aye.
when you train that hard for that long.
Mhm. So that's what I need. But I need to balance that a wee bit better.
Eat protein. I was like, mate, if you tell me that I need to eat more protein, fuck me. Gio's basically someone we know, and he told me that he doesn't believe in deloading, and I'd done like a strength training program
I'm kidding on, mate.
for
I'm kidding
a
on.
year.
You can have it. You can have
I'd
it.
done an incline dumbbell press, and you deload every 4th week. So deload, some people won't know what that means. You basically just do 50% or whatever of what you were lifting. You basically just have a week where it's a lot easier and you do a lot less volume and stuff. And like you're crippled all the time, even after 3 weeks of like progressing. You're then crippled and you need it. But then once you've not changed it, and like I done pretty much the same thing for like almost a year. And then like I wasn't doing as much mobility and stuff. I'd done an incline dumbbell press and like 10 bones in me cracked, like my full like back cracked. And I was like, remember when I first came here, I was like, mate, I'm in bits all the time. I need to like,
Do something
I need to like
Yeah, man.
go away from that type of lifting. For
I'm
ages.
enjoying just
I don't
benching
care
because
if
it's
I'm
no
just-
it's no hard mentally.
I don't care if I'm dumbbell pressing like 20 kilos for like 6 months. I actually
It
can't.
needs to.
I can't do that. And Gio came in, he was like, "You eating protein?" I was like, "No, Gio, what is protein?" I've never heard of that. I've been PTing for almost
That's what
4
it is.
years.
Gio.
And
It's
I,
protein.
Aye.
Know the 600 milligram of test that you're
But to
taking.
compete,
Gio, I've trained maybe like 400 people. I've never heard of this protein.
to compete in the British, but you need 635. So if I can get 600 by the end of the
Right,
year, I
okay.
can get 635 by the end of this
Good
year.
go, I like
You
it.
got to compete this year. You got to do a test competition.
I will do a test competition at one point, aye.
That's good. That's
But I need to like fucking fix my knee in that.
good.
One of my goals was 100 kilo last year. It was 100 kilo bench for 5, but I realised it was pointless, and I just went to see if I could do 100, and I'd done it pretty easy, and I just was like, I'll do it, I'll take that. Because I could have done it if I kept going, but I was like, I don't even want it anymore. I just done 100 and it's the same with I done 200 kilo deadlift. I was like, I don't even want this. I'm just like,
so I seen, and I don't know if I'll add this as a goal, but I seen a TikTok that was breaking down how many people can deadlift 300 kilo, and it was like 0.01%, and I was like,
4,000 men roughly can.
So it's average. So
300
kilo deadlift, and I was like, man, that'd be pretty cool to be.
I wouldn't hit that this year, but I will hit that before I die.
Do you think you would have to be heavier?
I will have to be heavier, aye. I think I could hit it below 90 though, sub 90.
80 times 3.
Right.
I have long arms though, remember?
That's like
So
4 times your body.
But you've got long legs and all, mate.
I'm just a long man.
I should get it. I'm short and stumpy.
Aye. That's the thing, you're built for bench.
You think so?
Aye, with your short and stumpy arms, aye.
Fuck you, I was kidding on.
No, they're short. You know, you go at that, and I go at that. You go up. That's you finished.
No, they like.
Aye, but there's a big difference.
No, there's not. Like,
Aye, there is.
Cameras and now, look.
Mate, my arms are...
He looks so short and stumpy now.
They're thick. They're thick and bulky. That's
You get wee short arms.
No, I don't.
They look like wee wooden stumps.
Like Pinocchio.
It's funny because I do actually watch people's bench and they get to here and they're finished. I'm like, dirty bastards,
Mate,
man.
I'm the same. Like, fuck me, mine's are well long.
You do, like, it's unlucky, but if I can hit a 140 bench with these arms, I'm happy.
I would be a class boxer. I just told you.
You're actually built for like the high rocks competitions.
Yeah.
Am I?
Because you want longer limbs. The only thing.
Why do you want longer limbs?
You need to think of like your range of motion on your rower.
On
your skier. Your wall balls.
Definitely.
Stop trying to get meanie.
No, you're actually.
I'm serious, like taller. That's what I was saying to Jillian because we were doing.
How much strength do you need though?
Just a base.
It's hard to say. So this is what I'm trying to work out just now.
Because you're a lot stronger than me.
Well, I'll do good at sled push, sled pull, but I'll be at a disadvantage.
But there's no just sled push and sled pull. There's fucking
Wall
balls,
the
rows.
I'd be good at, and then I don't know about wall balls and that. I hate it with a passion.
I hate it with a passion.
It wasn't actually that bad. I done it for the first time yesterday.
It's the burpee broad jumps and all.
I would have to put my hatred tax onto the time because it'd be like about a minute of me just going, fuck this.
It's a mental battle. Yeah. You'd be like, fuck these cunts.
Who's next then?
Your last one. One of your last ones.
Oh, get 500 ratings on the podcast. But I've bullet pointed that loads. And it's
then
more.
You actually write something down for the podcast. We've still to do that.
We still do that.
I want to basically like triple the listenership. So I'm just gonna focus on the podcast. And I know that sounds like a pure arbitrary goal, but it's more the back off end of it. It's about not doing reels, and it just been a focus on the podcast. I'm going to only focus on the podcast page.
So you're not doing reels?
Like
for your PT?
Aye. I'm not. I don't need it for my business. I really don't.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think, do I even need it?
Honestly, so I don't know what to say for my last goal here because I've got quite a few. Like,
well, think about it. Do you need it though?
I genuinely don't know anymore.
Ask your clients how did they find you. A lot of people did find me from reels.
No. They found me for it, but I think it's more my stories than that.
Yeah, your reputation.
Aye, my reputation.
Well, I'm still posting stories on Instagram. That's quite easy for me.
Aye, that's what I'm thinking. Like maybe one or two. Aye.
I've got enough followers. I've got enough people that follow me from around here, and I could honestly. Was I saying this to you the other day? I was like, see if I wanted clients, rather than post on Instagram, I would just go around the housing estates in the area and say, "Do you want a free session?" Like genuinely, and I would like doing that as a task, as in like, I would like people ignoring me like 20 times and then like building that because it's another like wee confidence building thing.
I like what I'm talking about.
I kind of and I enjoy stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy like genuinely going, fuck, I was a bit nervous there.
Aye.
I don't think I would be, but one or two I would maybe fuck up what I was saying.
Generally, when I got that rejected after that bird that I asked out in the gym, see 2 days later I woke up feeling never better. I was like, I feel amazing.
Aye, because you're like realised, I'm like that.
I was like, wow, man, I want to do it again. I was like, don't do it again, but
it's like,
I was like, oh, we do it again.
It's like
I was like, oh, that bird's hot. That's what I'm actually like. I'm like, whoa, calm.
It's in Tesco. Do you like the croissants as well?
You buying dark chocolate? Are you into your fitness?
Yeah, you dirty dog.
Would you fancy going some bowling?
You're first.
Why don't you just do a practice bowl down the aisle for me just now? Here's a melon.
I need to write down like a goal, but definitely one of them has to be about better or continue to better the relationship with Gillian and people around me.
Yeah.
That's probably a big focus next year, actually spending time doing more of the things I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, almost similar to what I've done over the Christmas period. I think last year I was using the excuse of I need to build my business, I need to do this, I need to do that. And it's like, well, you can do both. Because that's what makes you do
I also didn't like realise that how much I just enjoy like having clients and friends and that, to be fair. Do you know what I mean?
You think I need to hustle, I need to
Aye.
I know this is gimpy, but I've said it to you before. I don't think you realise how good this whole setup is.
No, I agree.
I know it's your thing, but I mean, you also only PT'd in a gym for a year. Nobody has this.
I know,
and
I said
and
that.
I don't mean the facility. I mean our friendship. The fact it's because you could have this facility but not have the podcast studio. The podcast studio gives us a network of sound people.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we met.
Aye.
It's such a good setup. Like it's such a good lifestyle. Like
no, it is.
that we can just like if we are working, we can also stop and chat shite for.
That's what. See, you're talking about money. Like Hingwees, I sit and go, I have a lifestyle that not many people have.
You win the change.
Aye. Even although I'm not making crazy money the now, like I'm like on the breadline because I'm having a good January. Like, I'm going to have a good January, but I go fuck man. I like get today and meet people who not many people get to meet, man.
Aye.
On a consistent basis. Do you know what I mean? Let's say like meeting Adam and fucking everybody else we've had on. I've like they've actually changed my life every time I met somebody.
You don't even realise it at the time. You don't always come away, but you've probably had conversations where it's like impacted like what you've done down the line.
Straight aye. You're like fuck. I would actually like to live a wee bit like that. And then
Adam's on. I reckon Adam's going to be like one of my good mates for a long time, and that's just from literally talking to him on the podcast. And I had quite a lot of people with more followers than him come on or whatever, and I've never got anyone on anywhere near as much.
Nice,
as him.
nice guy.
He was just sound.
Just a really nice guy though.
Aye.
Like always, anybody he spoke about was like, oh, lovely.
So funny.
Fucking love my family and that, and you're like,
I would
positivity.
Say most people that are on Instagram with loads of followers or just have zero personality whatsoever. They're just able to do it on a camera.
Yeah.
And he's just, that's why I told you, like, see with the podcast as well, it's like, for me, it's about getting people on that are doing good stuff that isn't social media and talking about that, because then I'll be able to, I'm so bored of every podcast out there. Do you know what I mean? Just getting to say the same people on, like if someone famous goes on a podcast and they do the rounds, all the podcasts, they say the same thing on every podcast.
That's what I mean. That's a smart strategy you can do anyway.
They're just copying every
They're
other
all saying the same quote.
Aye.
I hear that fucking Mexican fisherman story one more time. Have you heard that?
I don't even
You were telling me, so I
God.
hadn't heard it, but see, since you said that, I seen a clip of Chris Williamson talking about it. I was like,
Oh, mate, he loves it.
I
I
mean,
like Chris
he-
Williamson, but he loves that story.
So that's what I mean. Like top podcasts are just reciting
Other podcasts.
quotes from other podcasts, and that's why I'm like, it's kind of losing its touch.
It
It's
is
losing its
massive.
touch, and I think
it will die.
like
That kind of thing will die.
we've got a wee like what we want to do with our podcast. We still need to sit down and kind of plan out next year. But I've had the goal since day one, since I quit my job in the corporate world, and it was like, continue to build my brand going forward.
Yeah.
Every year's like get more awareness. I think this has been a good year. Like you say, I think the studio's helped me get my name on the map of like, oh, he must be a decent
He's doing well.
coach. He's
It's
doing
funny
well.
how having something like on the surface can change your reputation.
I know.
Like you've got a gym, you've got a podcast studio, or he's doing amazing.
Me
And
with
it doesn't actually.
Me with followers.
It doesn't actually like, and because I've got a podcast, everybody thinks it's like, wow, he's got a pod, but it's not actually like that. But it changes everybody's perception of you, so you actually start doing a little bit better. Because people are like, oh, they've got a podcast, they've got a gym, they've got a studio, they must be fucking class. I'm going to go to them, and then your class. But it's like it helps you build that reputation that bit better, and that's why you need to have a good. That's why you need to be real. Because if you're not real, then you ruin your reputation at the end of it.
Mate, there's so many people on that are basically just destroyed their reputation just by.
Well, I want to
shit
go
they
to
do on
Dubai in
Instagram.
PT, mate. So that's my goal for 2024. That's dying. In
I
itself as
honestly couldn't think of anything worse. And honestly, the 90% of the coaches I met in Bali were arseholes.
well. Callum was
Callum's that sound as fuck.
He's
funny, man.
hilarious. He's hilarious.
I actually would quite like it.
I think it suits your personality.
Aye.
Sure.
Like it's the high energy fucking blah 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 blah. I would.
You would hate it, mate.
No, I think I'd enjoy it, but I think I would
The materialistic
maybe
side of it, and like
maybe 6 months. I'd need to come back. I wouldn't be able to live there the full time.
I think you say 6 months, but see when you're
maybe three.
I see when you're away for just like we done our honeymoon. I think I was off work for like 4 weeks, and I was like, man, it's almost like now, like you're like I need to.
No, but I think the amazing thing is about they kind of places is you are meeting new people all the time, which I love. I do love that. I love meeting new people all the time.
Dubai, Marbella, Bali, man. Just the people that go, the type of people that go to these places is just.
I think Marbella's a wee bit different from Bali.
No, it's not.
You don't think so?
No, it's not. Bali is like, mate, it's full of beach clubs and shit.
Aye, but it's not the same as Marbella.
In terms of the type of people that go.
It's drug dealer central in Marbella.
Aye, but it's posery and shit.
Aye, it's posery, but it's drug dealer central and all.
Well, I've not been to Marbella, but honestly, aye, but you've not been to Bali.
You're right. You're actually right.
Like, it's not like fucking. It's so weird. It's like big beach clubs.
I can just imagine him like at the pool.
I wouldn't
Gucci
enjoy.
Shorts
I wouldn't.
Gucci sort of like this is good.
Just full of people taking like Instagram pictures and all that.
That's what I hate, man. I hate that.
I
hate it.
It's in the CrossFit gym I've spoke about quite a lot. Felt like
It's
a
huge, I've been seeing-
bodybuilding influencer gym. It's so weird.
Is that the big gym that everybody goes to?
Aye, and it's all cliquey.
I think Heather's
stuff.
like that,
Aye, I did see that. But I've seen like, because when Sunny Webster and that, when they do their things, they go to that, didn't they? Is that where
It's
they
like
go?
the facilities class. The guy that runs its class. It's nothing to do with the gym.
It's just everybody comes
the
here.
gym is ran amazingly. The food's amazing. Like even the prices, the whole setup's amazing. I can't remember, his name's David or something. I spoke to him. I spoke to like his business partners and that. They're sound, and like I would, if I went back, I would still train there. It's nothing to do with the gym. The people that go to Bali that are like big on Instagram, it just creates like a horrible, weird dynamic everywhere. And I do like Bali. It's just when you actually go there, you get sick of like the fakeness. You're just like, mate, but you end up meeting people that have also went there that are also all sick of the fakeness, and yous become mates.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? And you just slag everything in Bali. You're just like, fuck, and then you do it.
Like, that's you, mate. That's fucking you.
It's like the wee cliques that you end
But
up
we
with.
don't-
Listen to a whole world in his hands. He's fucking not real. He's fucking not real. And then, then your pal's like, aye, is he real? Oh, my pal, fuck him.
Just because I'm real. I'm an honest person.
You're real. That's what I love about you.
But I think that, like, see, going to these places, as long as you're confident who you are, I don't think you'll get roped up. Aye, that's what I mean. I don't think you'll get roped up into.
Nah, you're
I
that
just,
shit.
I just was looking at people.
If you're insecure, but you're going to get tangled in a bit of that madness.
Aye.
You just look around and go, this is all bollocks. Like, it's all for show.
You can imagine some people
Like these holistic health coaches, like mate,
imagine
shut up.
'cause these people who go here, they're probably like they've built good reputation in their hometown, their home area. There's not much competition. You go to like a central place like
You're
this,
like, wow.
and a lot of them get humbled probably. Like,
Yeah,
fuck,
definitely.
I'm not as good as I think.
Back in a way worse place.
I'm not as good as I think. That's what I'm thinking.
For sure, for sure.
Not as good as that. Not loads of these people were like good coaches. They were just good looking. So I don't think it's like I built a good reputation. No, mate, most of them are just like
That's where the
fake boobs, fake everything, and just
That's what
all looks based. Like everyone in that CrossFit gym were always like topless pictures, videos all the time.
The CrossFit gyms are topless, aren't they? They allowed to take their top off.
Need to be.
But you know what I mean.
I do. It's like that's fitness, isn't it?
Are you taking your top off at High Rocks?
I was actually thinking about this.
You need to.
As I was
Do you?
going,
No, I mean, I'm telling him.
Right, who's that? I've done all my goals.
my last one's
Have you done your last
coaches.
Aye.
So my goal on the last thing's like the whole building your physical prehension. I want to go hard on this year, and I want to be known as like anyone over the age of 50. Like I want to really home in on that niche of people. Just like you've got your beginner people, and you're starting to work out your.
I'm liking coach sport. I'm enjoying sport.
like athletes, or even just people that want to be quite athletic.
Aye. That are in the midst, like an immediate,
Aye,
and they
so
want
it's
to.
not a beginner.
Aye.
So
I do enjoy training beginners, but I enjoy when my clients are like, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, that's cool.
And you need to figure out how to program for it.
Aye.
So for me, I need to. So I've got January's actually going to be a good month for like. I'm like I work well. I've got a lot of clients just now, like 20, 25, and there's only a handful of them over the age of 50. It's not that I don't want to train any people under, but I would really want to show the world or just people over the age of 50. You don't need to be a write-off. I feel so bad for
People like my dad.
That's what I mean. I feel like they feel like, so I've got 2 people starting next week, husband and wife, and they are 65, 66. That was a referral. And going to kind of really, I'm not going to take anyone else. I'm probably not going to take many people on, if anybody on, in January to really work on these people. I've got Jill's mum and her neighbour coming back.
Film this
67.
stuff.
That's what I mean. I'm going to.
Don't even need film. Just put the camera down 3 times
documenting
on the
it.
first.
It's
2
just
sessions.
documenting it. So that's
what
what
I'm doing with that girl. You know, Melanie, the one that's like, she's got
Teacher.
quite a lot of problems with her back and stuff, but she's moving so much better already. I knew I would be able to do that. For
That's
her.
what I mean. I'm confident of the people, because it's. I think back to, like, I've coached so many different people over the past couple of years, and there's still something about when I look at, like, what, I don't want to say highlight, but it's like, what have I been really enjoying? And it is the older population stuff. I really like that. I actually want to dabble into advanced age a wee bit more.
Somebody that worked with you in BT messaged me about the 3 sessions. Dawn or something.
Dawn.
Maybe Dawn Murray or something like that, is it?
Robert.
I can't remember. But I was like, oh, because she was like, I don't know if you're touching like over 50s or over 60s. I can't remember what age she is.
Dawn.
And I was like, I might have got the name wrong. And I was like, if you come in and work with me, even if you don't want to work with me, they would be perfect for you as well. So I was like, just come in. Maybe.
He's young. He's my age.
It's not that.
Oh, right.
Somebody else, but she knew you from BT. But I'm gonna try. I'll get her.
Good,
to come in
good.
as well.
Aye, so that's something I want to finish a year on. I want to do more of the workshops. I want to do more of the.
I want people, just
client
more
stuff,
people
the
to know
community
about
stuff,
this as
yeah.
well, and all 3 of us.
Yeah.
And like,
Aye.
Well, that's what I was saying for the podcast. Podcast has always been like, be better than last year, and continue to. I don't want to say disrupt the space. I don't think it's very disruptive, but
nobody's
lead the way.
doing good different podcasts. Like especially in Scotland, nobody's got like a PT podcast that's like there's different things coming, like different people that you've never heard of coming on and stuff. And I think people want more raw, honest conversations. I think
for sure.
that's
Definitely.
just a feeling I have because I just feel like I'm sick of podcasts.
And we're also going to do something very soon with everybody.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean. The community stuff's a big thing next year. I wouldn't say that's necessarily a goal. That was just that needs
It's
to
just-
happen.
Aye.
And I was,
It's a
must.
I was also thinking about why are comedy podcasts the most listened to by far,
People
and
like
it's
that.
because it's completely different every time. And when you listen, it's not like you've
It's
no
no
idea what
structure.
they're
It's
gonna
not
talk
a
about.
lesson. It's not a lesson.
You don't know what you're getting.
It's not an interview. It's not.
Well, that's the feedback we get from our podcast. Is like, how do you guys script anything? It's like, no, ours is pure raw talk. Because if we start scripting it loses its touch. Like the going off in tangents is one of
what
the
podcasts
best.
are.
It's one of the best
Aye.
things about a podcast.
This is they're trying to script podcasts more and more. Like Stephen Bartlett's is honestly becoming the same story every
Aye,
podcast.
and that's where it does. It loses its touch. It's all.
he like cuts it. He cuts it so there's no. I
Eh,
can't see
noise.
them thinking or anything.
I know.
Like the thinking's the best part.
So that is. It'll be interesting to see how those podcasts evolve. I think they'll always be top of most listens because it's like celebrity.
I've
in a
got
way.
the money to
Yeah,
behind it.
but Jillian said it's like brain fatigue, like seeing the same thing all the time. That's why like posting every day sometimes can get a bit mad if you're no like trying to craft the hook and all that.
Because
sort of
this
stuff.
isn't difficult.
I do sit down.
No, it's fucking easy peasy.
I told
Just
you,
takes a bit of time.
come up with 3 goals. That took 0 thought.
Well, we
Just
were
chat.
supposed to talk about habits yesterday, which we did, like how to build your habits, but we ended up talking about
Bowling.
is Chris Williamson on steroids? What else did we
Which
do?
the answer is yes.
What else did we do?
Oh, do you think that? Do you?
Fuck it.
Don't be clipping that. I'm using that as a clip in our podcast.
I don't want to clip that, mate. I'm good pals with
Just
you,
talk
but I
about
don't want to
just talk about
fucking
PEDs in the
start
Olympics.
conspiracy,
Just talk about PEDs in the Olympics and top athletes and that.
then. I want to get Yusuf on again.
Who?
Yusuf, he seems like
Yusuf
a
from
really cool
Pro
guy.
Oh, did you get him on?
I had
I
him
had
on
him.
like ages ago. I talked to Yusuf.
Yusuf,
right.
he seems like a cool. He'll be good actually.
He said
to
every
speak about.
time he sees Scottish meme, he says I'm the person he sends it to. So my conversation with him was just like Scottish memes.
His conversation would be interesting from a mentorship point of view and what his take is on it.
Oh yeah,
he runs one.
He asked me about quite a lot of stuff about it,
Mm.
but he likes a lot of the stuff I post as well. They are different. They are completely different. They basically teach you how to build an ad.
Mm.
So like, if you do, you're the only. It's not really like about sales and stuff. It's about the ad.
Mm.
It's almost like creating a good reel. You just do it over and over again until you get one that works. Same way that Scott does with Rivals.
Yeah, that one. Well, the goals are said now. It's recorded on our podcast.
Let's fucking
It's
go.
going to be out there in the world.
Let's fucking go.
Right, we'll end it here.
Happy 2024 to everybody.
Aye.
as well.
Here, 2023 was class.
It was, aye, kinda.
Started it in Melbourne.
Did you?
Here.
I didn't know you came back in Jan. I thought you came back.
I came back in May. So I started
So,
last year.
mate, that's a
Mental.
blur.
That's what I mean.
That's a blur,
Is
man.
that? How wild is that?
That's wild. I feel like I've known you for ages.
Been back for like 7 months.
What the fuck? And you're staying forever.
No, I'm
That's good times. You know,
Oh, you need to stay now?
I thought you were going to ask him about his goal on his fashion.
You need to fucking fix that, man.
I definitely don't.
Nah, it's the shoes, mate. I just don't understand
I
the
just don't
shoes.
wear fluorescent gear like you. You look,
No,
you
but it's
genuinely what you genuinely do.
I was actually
as if you're trying not to get knocked down by.
I was actually gonna wear my orange t-shirt today, but I just forgot to put it on. But I actually had it there ready, and I just put
Your
it.
Holland jumper is the worst thing I've ever seen.
That jacket,
it
mate.
looks like
That
you
cream
got bought
jacket,
it.
mate. That cream jacket.
It looks
No,
like
that cream jacket, mate. Don't even say any more.
It looks like you got bought it when you were 11. It doesn't even. It's like this on you.
Sleeves are up.
The sleeves go up to here, and you're still wearing it, mate. It's 17 years old.
Hold on a minute, right? See your wee jacket. It's got a wee pocket for your hankies and everything.
That's I'm always sick. It's just called
Oh,
convenience.
they cry.
It's just called convenience.
Aye. Right, well, agree to disagree. Apart from the
It's
shoes.
actually got lube in there.
For who?
Anyway,
Wrap
well,
things up.
please rate the podcast so I can hit that 500 ratings. See you later.
Ciao.